sadly, it's a very difficult profession to break into. Whenever I have been advertising for a graduate position in organisations that I've been involved in, I must get 100 or 200 applications for every position. It seems a very popular profession to break into, and I think that's excellent. I think that means that for all the criticism of the profession by those who seem to dislike us, young people, very good, very able young people, are very keen to break into our profession. The advice I'd give to anyone is that sadly it's not sufficient just to have done well at university, before that at school or college. Vitally important to gain some kind of experience, hands-on experience, usually through an internship in an organisation, either a consultancy or in the world of politics itself. And I should add there that I think it's excellent news that we're seeing the end of the shocking days of unpaid internships when people were expected to work often for months on end at no pay within an organisation before they could expect to compete for a job in that organisation. It's terribly discriminatory. Frankly, only people from a relatively wealthy background with parents living in London could ever go down that route. And we've got to get it right as a profession, offering internships that are paid a decent wage that allow people to get a taste of what it's like working in the profession, but available to people on more limited means. Well, I think first of all you've got to have a solid understanding of the way the public policy process works. How is policy made? What drives it? What determines it? What is the role of a minister? What's the role of Parliament? What's the role of the civil servants within government? And the various other institutions that lobbyists work with, local government, the devolved administrations. So there's a knowledge set that you've got to have. The second thing you've got to have, which is, I still see shockingly absent, is an ability to convey an argument in a straightforward way, in writing, but also spoken. I think the standard of oral presentation and the standard of written presentation generally is depressingly low, and that's a quality I really like to stress. And the third is a real love of the way politics works. I think you're not going to succeed in a very competitive field of lobbying without having a real passion and a real love for the public policy process. First of all, it's vitally important to keep track of political developments. So my day will start pretty much as soon as I wake with checking what the developments are in the news. And sometimes things can happen very, very quickly. I was giving a talk yesterday at 8 o'clock in the morning on the new system of examinations that Michael Gove was planning to introduce, which of course the overnight news was that he had decided to abandon the chambers. Politics moves very fast, you've got to stay on top of that. So the first part of almost every day, and then continuously throughout the day, must be keeping on top of political developments. But other parts of it is likely to involve writing a policy brief, writing a summary of policy developments for clients. It's likely to involve briefing clients on politicians or civil servants that they're going to meet, making the arguments for them, present to the client, that they then present to politicians. But it's also, I hope, this is where the enjoyment comes, likely to involve a taste of the political world directly itself. So I don't think anyone's too grand. I regularly go to select committee hearings and just sit at the back and observe a select committee meeting. As I say, I don't think anyone in our profession should feel too grand to just go and sit and observe politics at the coalface. I think it's a changing world, isn't it? I think from month to month, my preferred way does change. I think Twitter is an incredibly effective way, so long as you allow for the fact that there's a lot of gossip and rumour without substance on Twitter as well, but it can highlight very quickly the political level. News these days is online, so following the BBC and the other main reputable news sources online, and the original sources, follow Parliament online, follow the individual government departments, all excellent sources of information. And I think it's, on the whole, far better, if you can, to access the original source of the news rather than someone's reporting of that news. BBC is obviously world famous for the quality of its news. I do enjoy some of the various blogs that are out there, and I think what's interesting is how the political blogs have come on. So Conservative Home, although I'm not naturally a Conservative supporter, Conservative Home, very good source of information on what's going on in the Conservative Party. Similarly, Labour List is a good introduction to what's happening on the left. So the blogs, and I think it's a matter of almost personal choice, very interesting to explore the political blogs that are out there, but I still will come back to the BBC and the established newspapers like The Times and The Guardian for my main quality information.